with over 10 years of service in Rotherham Council. He has been a senior cabinet member with a huge portfolio, and last year was elected to become the first Asian deputy leader of council in Rotherham. Can I call on Councillor J Akhtar, deputy leader of Rotherham Borough Council?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Lord Ahmed, Ishfaq Sahab, Haji Gandhi, Abdul Qiyum, Assalamu alaikum, and friends and colleagues. Can I first of all say thank you to Abdul and Ishfaq for this fantastic get-together. I think it's a great credit for these two men. I keep saying they must have lots of money, they keep putting on plenty of these dinners. I think we're all thinking of the same thing. When the Labour Party, I think we're quite united in the fact that it wasn't, I think as a colleague mentioned, that there was a chief whip of the Labour Party actually took the decision. I think it was a junior press officer on a Sunday afternoon, based on a report in an obscure newspaper, a foreign obscure newspaper. Based on that, they took the decision to actually suspend Lord Ahmed. It wasn't suspension from the party, I think it's just very important. It was a ministerial suspension from holding political office. Well, he doesn't have any political office within the Labour Party. He's not a minister or a shadow minister, but it was an administrative suspension. Clearly, I think we all agree that it was a knee-jerk reaction. It certainly was a mistake. And in fact, it became very clear after a couple of days that the reports were wrong, that Lord Ahmed was misrepresenting the word he actually said. And the party had an opportunity to come to this quickly. I tried to get hold of the leader of the party, Ed Miliband. Unfortunately, he didn't want to speak to me. He was probably very, very busy. Left a message with PA because, speaking as the deputy leader of the council, I was very concerned because this was about, I think, a couple of weeks before our local elections. Certainly not just in Rotherham, but also in Sheffield. And I thought that this could have an impact on the turnout from the Muslim community, because clearly, as the evidence showed, that Lord Ahmed did not actually put a bounty on Obama's head. Although, to be honest, if you have a look at the killings that Obama's done, is far exceeded than what George Bush did, because George Bush was very famous for torturing people. He made it quite legal. And we thought there was going to be a new dawn when Obama came in. But I'm sure many of you in the know will know that the recent drone strikes, he actually makes the executive decision. So there's been a clear policy change in America where the president actually approves the people that are going to be killed. Now this is a new era of American superpower, and I think it's abhorrent. Now where it's going to stop, we don't know. But sadly, we have a very, very weak administration in Pakistan that does not have the courage to stand up, because obviously they're in huge amount of debt, and whenever they try to sort of say, well, we're not going to allow this, they have a threat that there'll be no more big checks going into their bank accounts. But anyway, that was just on a side point on the Obama thing. Clearly, you saw that once Lord Ahmed was suspended, you saw a media frenzy. You know, you could actually see the glee with the people like in the Telegraph and the other neoconservatives. They could not wait to revel in the fact that Lord Ahmed had been suspended, and thus his voice would be silenced. We know that nationally and internationally there is only one prominent Muslim who speaks up against the atrocities, whether they are in Chechnya, whether they are in Kashmir, whether they are in Palestine, and that's Lord Ahmed. Yeah. Now, I don't need to convince many of you, because most of you, all of you, know that. So the neoconservatives in the country, not only in this country but internationally, would love to silence Lord Ahmed. Right? But clearly, Allah, if it's Allah's will, if Allah will not silence him, no person can, no government or a political party can as well. Because when you look at the evidence of when anybody comes up to that national level, right, and you look at the way that Saida Warsi has been treated. Now look, I'm no fan of Saida Warsi. You know, she's in the wrong party, clearly. But bless her, she was my solicitor, so I can't say anything on towards her. But you have a look. But you have a look the way that she's been dealt with. Seriously, You look at that, I mean, you look at Hunt, right? That man should be in prison, right, for the deals he did with the Murdochs, right? Yet he does not even get referred to the advisor on ministerial code of conduct, right? But yet she is, and the frenzy. Now, Lord Ahmed, even though, bless her, she says a lot of derogatory things about our community as well. Because if you remember about the recent case of child exploitation and grooming cases, she actually made a speech in the Evening Standard that there is something endemic in the Pakistani community that leads them to see white young girls as some sort of second-class citizen. Even her own party actually disowned her comments. So even when she tries to curtail to the right wing of the Conservatives, they still don't like her because it's not in their nature. Now, with Lord Ahmed, it's a very similar situation. This is not down to the Labour Party. We are, we are very proud members of the Labour Party. And sometimes, I think we need to remember, many of us, that the Labour Party is not these little 25-year-olds who come out of Cambridge and become part-time and full-time as well, who run our regional offices. They are not the Labour Party. We are the Labour Party. Lord Ahmed is the Labour Party. Sean Wright is the Labour Party. Paul Wood is the Labour Party. We are members of the party, and we need to make sure, right, that we make them accountable for the stupid decisions that they make, right? But we are in the party because we believe in the ideals of the party, and we just need to remember, right, that we are the party. I think I've gone beyond my 3 minutes here. Very, very pleased that Lord Ahmed is back in the Labour Party, and that's for selfish reasons. Let me tell you, right? 2 reasons. Of course, he's my friend, my mentor. I'm in politics because of him. Absolutely. There's no two-way about it. In fact, there's a witness here, Haji Saab, because a couple of weeks before, when he said he was going to resign for me to become a councillor, so that I could become a councillor, I went to see him in his office, and I said, look, I don't really want to do this, And he says, what's up? Have you lost your bottle? He was there, he was a witness there. I seriously was a reluctant politician, but I'm so pleased that he talked me into it, because I think it's a fantastic job, and I absolutely love the job I'm doing. So, as far as politics is concerned, any success I've had is down to Allah and Lord Ahmed's guidance. I said in a selfish way, because I think the Labour Party without Lord Ahmed would weaken us. Prominent members of the Labour Party, right, would weaken us in our offices, because people would say to us, well, what is your Labour Party doing to Lord Ahmed? And what do we say to them? Now, and that would severely hamper our chances of getting elected as well. So we have a vested interest. Thank you so much again, Abdul and Shwak, for organising this. I know I've gone beyond my 3 minutes, but you knew I would. But thank you again. So.